Welcome to Idea Success TV. Idea Success TV is your video cast that focuses on trends, practices, and solutions for moving ideas to action for both purpose and profit. Hear stories from people who have taken their ideas and brought them to reality to make an income and to impact the world. Be a part of ideation and pitch sessions. Learn about business trends and discover best practices and innovative ideas for bringing thoughts into reality and plans into action. And now, here's your host, Sylvia Henderson. Hi, welcome to the show. And I'm Sylvia Henderson in the flesh. And this program episode I call Idea Success with Sylvia. And that's because in my other program episodes of Idea Success TV, I introduce you to my colleagues. I introduce you to my collaboration partners, to experts who I meet throughout my professional and my personal careers and journeys. However, I've got things to share too. And I speak, I train, I write, I consult with entrepreneurs and business owners, organizations and other professionals to move their ideas forward, to move them into action for profit and for purpose. I want to spend some time with you, alone, just you and me, on some of the lessons that I share with my clients, on some tips and trends as I learn about business trends that may be of interest to you. I want to share some of my feelings, some of my experiences, some of my stories as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, and as a professional. And because a lot of what I do with my training is personal and professional development, there are a lot of aspects of personal and professional development that help with getting ideas communicated, presenting ideas, pitching ideas in order to get people to follow you, to believe you, to support you. So those are the kinds of things that I will do here in this segment called Idea Success with Sylvia. That's part of Idea Success TV. So all of this I want to do with the hope that you catch nuggets, just little nuggets that you can use right away that will help you and your team and employees, if you have them, to move along on your own idea journey. And so today, my topic is about breaking patterns. And this came to me because I myself have enlisted a speaker coach for a reason that I'll share with you in a couple of minutes. And in helping to frame the message that I have that I'm going to speak on, we started examining what stops people from implementing their ideas. Smart people, people who are doers, people who are making money, but they want to make more, or people who are in a profession, but they want to change maybe, or they're facing a different chapter in their life, but they're stuck, and they not stuck in the life coach sense of stuck, but stuck on taking implementable actions in order to move their idea from in their head and maybe in their hearts to actually doing something. What stops them? What stops us? Because I'm the same way. I'm just like you. Even though I help other people implement ideas, there are plenty of ideas that I haven't implemented for many, many reasons. I find things daunting sometimes. Sometimes I go, oh, but it costs too much money to do that. Or, they tell you that it takes money to make money. Yeah, but sometimes I think, whoa, that costs a bit too much, and I'm not going to invest in that. Sometimes I come up with my own excuse that it takes too much time to prep, especially when speaking and sometimes presenting, getting trainings ready. It takes too much time. It's another one of those voices that I let talk to myself in my head. When I was working on thinking about speaking, sometimes I think, what's my message going to be? What do I want them to take away from what I have to share? And then, of course, there's the yabbutts. I call them the yabbutts. That's Y-A-B-U-T-T-S. really it's yes, but. There's all the yeah buts that come up in my head about why I can't move ahead on taking action on an idea. And like I said, and I am the idea action person. So, come back to the speaking. I've got a speaker coach who's helping me get ready to speak at a conference. Now, I attend quite a few conferences for my own personal and business development. And there's this one conference, large international organization that I belong to. And I've gone to multiple conferences. And I'll sit there in the audience and I watch speakers on stage. And I sit there and I'm just longing. I'm longing sometimes to be on that stage. And in my gut, I feel like, I can do that. I can be up there. And then I go away from the conference and I almost kick myself because over time I let those yeah buts get in my head. And next year I come to the conference, nothing's changed. I'm still sitting in the audience. So a few years ago, I guess you have to reach that frustration point where you're almost, actually I'm crying sometimes because I want it so badly and it just seems out of reach. So one of the things that I truly believe in is that if you visualize what you want, you don't get it automatically, but it gets your mind, you get in a mindset of, okay, now I'm going to take some steps to take action. So a few years ago, I went to the same large conference, and one morning, as I went into the conference, into the big auditorium with the person that I was going to sit with, I said to her, I'm going up on that stage while it's empty, and I'm going to stand on that stage as if I'm speaking. And let me show you the picture that she took with her cell phone. Yep, that's me on that stage. Now I know you can't see me, but I just went up there. It was early morning. People were starting to filter into the room, and I thought, what the heck? So that picture became my visual stake in the ground. And it was, I'm up here now. I feel it. And now I'm going to do it. And then the end of the story, or it's not the end yet, because I need to show you probably later the actual footage of the conference. Conference is coming up this year. And I want you to see what has actually taken place. Because now on the conference promoter's website, there I am. I am a speaker at this upcoming conference. I'm going to have a little badge that says speaker, and I am going to be on that stage. And now that's not, the story is not about me per se. I mean, it's my story. But what I hope is that you can relate in some way. You can relate in some way, either going to a conference and wanting something to happen, or if you're a speaker and you wanted to be on that stage, but you haven't, on that big stage, and you haven't figured out how to do that yet, or you haven't taken the steps to do that, or got the nerve to do that, whatever may be in your head in terms of taking that big step. What I want you to get from my story is to apply to yourself a couple of basic principles to getting your idea into action. So my idea was to speak on the major stage of a major organization in front of thousands, and there really are thousands in the audience. That's the idea. I already told you about some of the talk, the negative talk that's in the head about why I can't. I thought it costs a lot of money to be on that stage. It takes a lot of time to prep. Thus, I have a speaker coach with whom I'm working, actually a couple, helping me frame the message. That's taking time. Helping me actually practice how I'm going to say certain things, not to be rehearsed on stage, but so that many parts of my speech become natural. So I'm going through coaching. That's an investment. It's also being vulnerable, because I'm hearing things about my presentation, about my message, about my speech I don't kind of want to hear. So you need to be vulnerable when you take some of those steps to take action. So let me bring that back because I can tend to go over here and go over there, which is why I have notes. So a couple of tips on really taking that big goal and putting that idea into action. One is the visualizing. Visualize yourself. Now, you may or may not, you may have heard that how athletes kind of put in their heads, you see them in the Olympics, if you watch the Olympics, especially I watch the skiers sometimes. I watch them at the top of the ski slope before they get started. And you see them, they close their eyes, and you can see them you see them moving. And you see them really, they're going through the run. They're going through their ski run. They're visualizing as if they're actually doing before they do. And your body, your brain thinks it's doing it. And your brain gets your body ready to actually take that action. Well, the same kind of thing happens in a sense when you actually do something that's physical, physically putting a stake in the ground. Now, did I drill a stake into the stage? No. But by getting up there, declaring to someone else that this is where I'll be, by saying, and I think I said it within the next 2 to 3 years. So declaring that this is where I'm going to be, so I got it out. Someone else heard me. So again, apply this to you. When there's something that big and audacious and you need to get it going, get it in action. Get it out. Actually physically do if you can. Get up on that stage. Have somebody take your picture. It's a permanent record. Does anybody else see that photo? No. In fact, this is the first time I shared it, and you don't need to see it again, but nobody else has seen it. It was for me. But it was a visual stake in the ground that said to me, and I've seen it every so often, it's on my camera, it's on my phone. I've looked at it and said, I was up there, I look scruffy, I don't look like stage presence, the lighting's bad, the whole bit, you can't tell it's me. But for me, it's that mental visual stake. And so you need to find the mental visual stake that you need to hammer into the ground with a definitive time frame so that you can at least see yourself getting started on working on your idea. And it doesn't have to be that big. This could be a small plan, an intention that you have for doing something, a change in your business, whatever your idea. This is how you can get it started, kick-started. Now, what happened afterwards? Again, take this lesson. So with that visual stake in the ground and having proclaimed it to somebody else, now I left that conference with even more conviction that this is going to happen. I'm going to be on that stage. So I went back home, and this is for you too. Go once you put that stake in the ground, go and start to map out the little steps. So I said 2 to 3 years. That was a long ways away from that date. But over 2 to 3 years, what are all the steps that could be taken in order to be on that stage? I had to start writing them out. Whether you use sticky papers, whether you draw a timeline. I come from a corporate project management environment. So pulling out that timeline and actually mapping out. So in order to reach here in 3 years and be on that stage, what do I need to do to work backwards? Well, first I need to get my own business and my own mind together, and I needed to figure out what my message is or would be. I needed to develop the systems, the processes that would make being on stage worthwhile. I needed to figure out who could help me and what I needed to do piece by piece, day by day, month by month. And if this sounds overwhelming, when you break it down to small pieces, it's not so overwhelming. And if you're not one who can think through the details, that's what I do. So, it might behoove you to contact me at Idea Success TV to engage in figuring out how to actually make this happen. But all of this, again, was meant to give you some of the basic steps to take from that big audacious goal to actually what to do to get to that goal. Now, I'm not done. There's a lot of stuff that I want to share with you in between. The biggest pieces I want you to take from this episode are the stake in the ground, being visual, having your body actually feeling, going through the motions to actually implement your idea, and then to go away and to figure out how much burn you really have about what you want to do. How much burn is in your heart and in your head in order to get that idea out, in order to do what you wanted to do. And then what to do next, that may be the subject, or that will be the subject of next segments of the show. But I wanted to make sure you take away a couple of small things to have you get started or rethink how you're working on your idea, especially if you're stuck. And you can be in business for years and still be stuck in action on a specific idea. So take my lesson, I hope, take my story, see how you can apply it to yourself, and start to get your idea into action, or that one idea, even if you're in action about other things that you're thinking of. So with that, and so that I stop rambling, I'm going to bring this episode to a close. And again, in my future Idea Success with Sylvia's, I'll talk about business trends that I learn about. I'll share with you some other personal and professional development topics. I'll share with you, I might even give you a couple of other ideas for you to work on to add to your own idea. So there's just other things that will come from me as I research, as I learn, as I read about all that helps people, helps my clients, and helps me move my ideas into action. So I want to thank you for spending some time with me today on Idea Success TV. I appreciate you taking the time to actually watch the program, to think through some of what I said. And if you like what you heard, if you like what you saw on this episode, there's more Idea Success TV programming at Idea Success TV. And I've got a large distribution network for this program and for all of my Idea Success TV programs. Distribution network, so you're going to find the programs on internet and other broadcast channels. They're all going to be listed at my website and clickable. So I invite you to connect with me as soon as this program is over, while it's still on your mind, to keep current as to new programs coming out, and so that you learn of related events and related resources that are available for implementation, for being in action, for managing projects, and for figuring things out and getting things done. Because I will bring in my affiliate, my colleagues, my collaboration partners, and share their resources too. I'm all about getting ideas into action for income and for impact. You've got ideas. My passion, my mission in life is to serve you to make your ideas your reality. And so I invite you to make a great day. Thank you for watching Idea Success TV. Idea Success TV is a syndicated production of the Idea Success Network and Village Connector Media, the People's Prosperity Network. Permission to share, repost, and rebroadcast is freely given, provided it's done without charge of an access fee. If you have questions about this broadcast, or if you'd like to be a part of an upcoming segment, please contact us at Idea Success TV Contact. Thank you for listening and watching Idea Success TV.